everyone out there. I am Spano Ngobo, your sports guru. Catch me live every Saturday morning from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Don't go.
The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
You are tuning into Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Halala.
Chelsea, Chelsea, no one can stop us now. Chelsea, boys in blue. Chelsea, Chelsea, we love you. Chelsea, our love is true. No one can stop us now. Chelsea, we're the team. Chelsea, Chelsea, we're the cream. Chelsea, we're supreme. No one can stop us now. The boys are back in town, and we are Wembley bound. And I'll be dressed in blue. We're gonna win for you. And when we score the goals, we're gonna rock and roll. We've come a long, long way, and we are here to stay. Everybody sing Chelsea, boys in blue. Chelsea, Chelsea, we love you. Chelsea, our love is true.
It is Saturday, the 24th of February 2024. I'm sure the song that's playing in the background, you can relate to it. Chelsea, Chelsea, the man in blue. They reign supreme. That's what the song says. But unfortunately, let me break something down to you. Just in case you think your life is going bad, just in case you think your life is going one direction, that is to the south, always remember this. Chelsea, recently they've reached 5 finals on the trot. Guess what? Chelsea, they went on to lose all 5 finals in a row. Come on, who does that? Chelsea, you can do better. Come on, Modibo, who does that? 5 finals on the row, and then you go on and lose all 5 of them. And then just look at Chelsea. Tomorrow, they'll be playing in the 6th final against the Liverpool in the Caraboa Cup. Will Chelsea go on and rewrite history books and become the first team in England to reach 6 finals and go on and lose all 6 of them on the trot? Come on, Chelsea. Come on, the men in blue.
You're very surprising, because if you can check, also Liverpool will be saying we want to do it for our coach, Jurgen Klopp. Remember his last season in the club.
He's a farewell
so
tour,
they'll say we want to give him a silverware. So on the other side, as so rightfully said, they are blowing hot and cold in the EPL. They just need to make sure that they get something, because it's a lot. 5 losses.
5 finals and gonna lose all of them. Just to break them down, it's 3 FA Cup finals and 2 Caraboa Cup finals. Considering that tomorrow they'll be participating in another Caraboa Cup final. So Chelsea, they might just go on and have lost 3 FA Cup finals and 3 Caraboa Cup finals should they go on and lose tomorrow.
I think it's time for them to redeem themselves. But if you look in terms of them as well in the EPL, they are blowing hot and cold. So if they were to lose, I will say is the true reflection of what is happening in the EPL. So they need to pull up their socks as soon as possible. It's time for them to win something now. But Liverpool will be saying our coach is going. Let's give him a silverware and also try and fight for the league title as well.
Oh yes, it is the big one indeed. Come tomorrow, Chelsea versus Liverpool. The venue is a Wembley Stadium. Kickoff time is 5 p.m. Tomorrow. The big question is, will it be the Blues or will it be the men in red? Like my partner in crime, Modiwa Piet, has just mentioned that this season, Jurgen Klopp will be leaving the Anfield boys. So surely Liverpool, they will love to give their coach, their manager, a nice send-off by winning 1 or 2 trophies for him. Starting with the Caraboa Cup final when they take on Chelsea tomorrow, the men in blues. Considering that 2 weeks back, the very same 2 giants, Chelsea and Liverpool, they did lock horns, and guess what? Liverpool, they came up at trumps. They trapped Chelsea 4-1. And can you see the repeat of that come tomorrow?
Yeah, but this one is going to be tight. I don't see many goals in this one that is going to take place tomorrow. But I still think Liverpool will go on to clinch this one.
Modiba Peter just called that Liverpool will go on and clinch tomorrow's final. Liverpool versus Chelsea. So meaning you are already predicting that history. Chelsea actually will go on and rewrite history books in a bad way.
Yes, and Liverpool will do that all over them. That's how I'm seeing the encounter.
You are nasty, Muti. How can you call for Chelsea to go on and lose 6 finals on the trot? Come on, Muti.
It's just the positioning in the log is not just satisfying me because they're inconsistent. That's how it can work against them. But with Liverpool, they've been blowing. They're in retro form, if one may put it in simple terms. They are getting results. Everything is going their way. So it's only a matter of consistency that they must continue to working on. But so far, I'm impressed with how they are dishing out things. Having seen that the coach will be leaving the club at the end of the season, so they might say, "Coach, let's win you a silverware as well as the league title."
Oh yes, it is. That is one of the big discussion. The big discussion is who is the favorite going to tomorrow's final. We had a manager, a Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp, saying that Chelsea they are the favorites, and then the Chelsea manager Angelo Pochettino responded and said, "Come on, Jurgen Klopp, you are playing mind games."
Obviously, we've seen with other coaches as well. Yeah.
So they're busy playing the mind game. That who is the favorite going to tomorrow's final. Let's hear what Chelsea manager Angelo Pochettino had to say in as far as in anticipation of that Caraboa final that's gonna take place come tomorrow. Here is the Chelsea manager Angelo Pochettino.
With Pep, coaches from the world, and he's clever enough, and he knows that when you arrive and you play a final, always circumstances can happen. And of course, I think if they are not the favorite, we are not the favorite. It's a final that you cannot say it's a favorite. If he said that, for me, it's Liverpool a favorite because after I think 8 years, and in the last few years they have the experience to compete like a team and be involved in different finals, and I think. For many, our player are not only new in this competition, in Premier League, in the Caraboa Cup, if not for some of them, is maybe the first final, That is why make favorite them, under my opinion, but he's clever enough to say, okay, 50-50. It's a Liverpool.
He's clever enough to say it 50-50. That was Chelsea manager Angelo Pochettino saying that Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp is definitely playing mind games.
I think for me, he knows that he's definitely going to go for this one. So, yes, it's a mind game as well. But then I still think Liverpool have got something going into this one.
Our sports analyst Modiba Peter has just called it Liverpool. They definitely have what it takes to go all the way and lift tomorrow's Caraboa Cup final. But on the other side, Modiba, if I were to put you in the corner, Liverpool have just recently beaten Chelsea 4-1 2 weeks back. And then how does Liverpool prepare themselves, get themselves geared up, ready, hungry to go on and play Chelsea? The team that we've just beaten 4-1, how do you prepare yourself for the final? Don't you think complacency might just be the problem in as far as Liverpool is concerned?
Looking into this one, I realized that it's a cup game, definitely the different ball game altogether. So that's why I'm saying I'm not anticipating so many goals. But on this one, they just need to make sure that they don't underestimate Chelsea as well. So Chelsea as well will be saying, we want to avenge, we want to settle the score. We want to make sure that our bad history doesn't repeat itself, because it will be for the 6th time, which means we keep disappointing our fans. That's how I'm seeing it. So, but then I'm not anticipating so many goals because it's a different ball game altogether. A team that scores first will definitely be champions, but I'm still going with Liverpool.
For the sake of Chelsea, let's hope they will definitely reign supreme come tomorrow and avoid to rewrite history books in a very, very bad way.
For your dreams be tossed and blown.
The Liverpool's song, you will never, ever walk alone.
I
Liverpool's a song, you will never walk
alone.
alone. So let's hope that tomorrow, for their sake, they won't walk alone tomorrow. They will go on and clinch the Caraboa Cup, of which will definitely spell trouble for the men in blues. Talk of men in blues, Chelsea. Let's hear their anthem. Here is Chelsea's anthem song.
Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, and winning is our aim. So cheer us on through the sun and rain, 'cause Chelsea is our name. Here at the bridge where the rain all fine, we can shine all the time. Home or away, come and see us play. You're welcome any day. Hey, blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, and winning is our aim. So cheer us on through the sun and rain, 'cause Chelsea is our name. Come to the shed and we'll welcome you. Wear your blue and see us through. Sing loud and clear till the game is done. Sing Chelsea, everyone. Oh, blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, and winning is our aim. So cheer us on through the sun and rain, 'cause Chelsea is our name. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, and winning is our aim. So cheer us on through the sun and rain, 'cause Chelsea is our name.
Chelsea is the name, blue is the color, football is the game. That's how Chelsea anthem sounds.
We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Paris down to Turkey,
Liverpool's right of reply.
but Paisley and Bill Shankly, the fields of Anfield Road. We are all supporters, and we come from Liverpool. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Paris down to Turkey, we've won the fucking lot. But Paisley and Bill Shankly, the fields of Anfield Road. We are loyal supporters, and we come from Liverpool. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Paris down to
Still with tomorrow's game, Liverpool versus Chelsea. If you are a Liverpool fan, I might have bad news for you. Mo Salah, Liverpool's talisman, is a doubtful starter for tomorrow. He's carrying an injury.
That he got from AFCON, by the way,
Yes.
remember? Yes. So
Yes.
I think, it has to do with the matter of passing elite fitness tests. Let's see if
Yeah.
the medical doctor will come into the picture here for them to help him.
Yes, the later fitness test will be conducted this afternoon, so the news will be made available to us before close of business tonight. Mo Salah is a doubtful starter for tomorrow's final Caraboa Cup, Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Ale, ale, ale. 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 Ale, ale, ale.
Oh, ale, ale, ale. There was Liverpool's anthem song. Still with football, but this time around coming close to home. Former Orlando Pirates, former Mamelodi Sundowns, former Bafana Star, recently former Moroka Swallows FC, Andy Lejali. This week he came out and confirmed that Kaizer Chiefs, they did offer him the contract before he joined Moroka Swallows FC. But there was a problem with that Kaizer Chiefs contract. The deal breaker, the reason he did not sign for Kaizer Chiefs, but rather opted to sign for Moroka Swallows, was that in the Kaizer Chiefs contract, there was a clause about images right. Meaning that Kaizer Chiefs, they were going to own all his image rights. We're talking about all his social media, your Facebook,
Yes.
your Instagram, your what, they're going to
Excellent
own
stuff,
that,
yeah.
and they were going to dictate to him what to post on those social media and what not to post. And then Andy Lejal said, Kaizer Chiefs, take your contract elsewhere. I'm ain't signing this contract with this clause.
And looking at his situation currently, I think he might be regretting himself. Why do you have to disclose such a matter after way late? So when things are not going well. So as we heard from Solos that he lost the case, he was dismissed by the club due to the illegal strike. So it's very complicated. So I don't know what is his life currently, because we also had the news stating that his car is in areas as well as his property that is owning in Pretoria. Yes. So yeah, a very, very complicated situation, and he usually finds himself in. So let's see which team will be interested in his services, because currently he's a free agent. So it's so shocking, because this is a player at some point he was playing overseas abroad. So
In Belgium, yes.
in Belgium. So we thinking maybe he might have put his finances so well. That's why they were not in good terms with our current Hugo Bruce, because he's from Belgium.
Yeah.
That's why they were news asked. He was asked to, why don't you invite Andy Lejali in the squad? So that's when he disclosed that they are not in good terms with Andy Lejali. But so far, it sounded, for me, when I tried to interpret the matter, it sounded childish of him to complain about the team in charge of social medias, because they know that some of the players, they post things that are out of order.
Yes, still with Andy Lejali, considering that he is the free agent right now. He is unemployed officially. So with him having come out and made such utterances about Kaizer Chiefs, is it safe to say that automatically closes the possible open door between him and Kaizer Chiefs, him joining Kaizer Chiefs, and get to see him to wearing that famous jersey number 15 at Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah, it's a tricky question, because if you can check, as he just spoke about Kaizer Chiefs, but the good thing is that he did not disclose Kaizer Chiefs in a bad way. It's just about social media. So for me, I'll advise him to try his luck. Maybe we can sit down with him and just say, at least if we can offer you a 1-year contract or 2 years, maybe you can come and help the team do well, because as you know, Kaizer Chiefs, they don't have a creativity in the middle of the park, and this is something that they are missing as far as Andy Lejali's type of play is concerned.
And then now diving going straight to cricket. South African batsman, that is Tristan Stubbs. This week he joined the elite league of the batsmen that have achieved a huge achievement in as far as South African cricket is concerned. Tristan Stubbs, he saw himself joining 5 batsmen in as far as domestic cricket is concerned since readmission of batsmen who have gone on and achieved not 1 century, not double century, but triple century. This week, Tristan Stubbs in the game. That's where Eastern Province Warriors, when they took on KZN inland. That game took place down in KZN in Pietermaritzburg to be exact. Tristan Stubbs went on to post a whopping 302 runs from 372 balls, not out. Don't forget that, not out, as his side EP Warriors declared at 517 for 3 against the KZN inland team. Congratulations indeed for Tristan Stubbs. So he is now in the top 5 of South African batsmen in the history of South African cricket. Just to name those top 5 batsmen, or top 4 before Tristan Stubbs. At the summit, we've got Stephen Cook, who achieved 309 runs rather, and then Darren Cullinan, he obtained 337 runs. Relly Rousseau achieved 319 runs. Achieved the goal 304 runs. And then we got Stubbs at in order indeed his achievement. The first time
What I like is that it's also doing when you're ready his experience is at handy here. And then you also look at Tony Dizozi. I'm impressed because at some point he was also part of that squad that played India during December. So, and he did well for himself as well. So I'm impressed so far.
Also, absolutely, Tristan Stubbs is definitely one for the future. Considering that South Africa have recently lost the likes of your Quentin de Kock, rather. So surely, if we've got the backing of your Tristan Stubbs, your Klassen, so surely the future looks bright in as far as South African batting is concerned.
Indeed, you are up for choice, and those are some of the confident builders ahead of this upcoming T20 World Cup that is taking place in June. So let's see how we'll bring that egg here that he's been doing locally, so to the Proteas internationally. So I'm impressed up so far.
Job well done indeed to Tristan Stubbs, because we're talking this achievement, we're talking about South Africa cricket readmission that dates back as 1991. So up to now, he's the player twice achieved. So Tristan Stubbs, beauty, no legacy.
Yes, I would the of the squad. I think you'll definitely be in that squad. Also, let's look at Tony Dizozi as well. Hopefully, that also
Still with the cricket, don't forget that England's Indian tour is still very much with us. Yesterday, the 4th test match got underway with the visitors, England rather, winning the toss and opting to bat first. They went on to post 302 runs for 7, with Joe Root going all the way and get his century. He made 103 from 226 96 balls. That was one of his slowest century since the bars ball era. So England, they were at some stage in huge trouble. They were sitting at 112 for 5. They were in serious trouble. India were right on top of them, ripping them apart, but somehow Joe Root managed to bounce back and consolidated England's innings, and then he went on and posted 302 for 7. He was assisted by Fox and Crowley in the process. A job well done indeed by Joe Root. Today it is the second day of that fourth test match. Don't forget that the home side, India, they are leading the series by 2-1. As the neutrals, surely we would love to see England winning this match and leveling the series, of which will set up the fifth and the final match as a winner takes all affair.
I'll be interested in the score actually, as we've been speaking here on the show that cricket sport in India, it's a religion, by the way. Yes, it's not a sport. So with the likes of Virat Kohli, Shreyas there, so they'll definitely come handy. So when it comes to runs, let's wait and see. But I'm still thinking India will go through.
Oh yes, Modiba, because that Modiba might India rather they might just go all the way and pull this one and take an unassailable 3-1 lead. We'll be watching the space, but as the neutral will definitely want England rather to win this one, level the series at 2-2, and then set a winner takes all affair
in the last match.
It's
going to be interesting, so I can't wait as well. So, but we'll bring it the listeners, the results to the listeners, and see. I think when we come back live next week, we'll know definitely the winner. So, but I'll go with India for this one after we've said that cricket in the area is just a religion.
Yeah, that game takes place at ISCA International Stadium Complex in Ranchi. That is in India.
All right.
Rugby, don't forget that HSBC Sevens tournament started in earnest last night in Vancouver with the South African side Blitzbok playing the first game against who? None other than their old fools, that is New Zealand. And the Blitzbok, they proved that they are the bosses when it comes to a sevens tournament. They beat New Zealand by 21-12. Well done, Blitzbok.
Well deserved. So remember, it took me back to that World Cup that we experienced the Blitzbok up against New Zealand, where we had to dig deeper for us to win. So yeah, it shows that they just watched the Blitzbok when they thrashed in New Zealand in that World Cup. So I'm impressed so far.
Yes, whether it's 15-man squad rugby, whether it's sevens, we will take the win as the Springboks fans, as South African fans in rugby, especially when they beat New Zealand. A very good morning and a warm welcome to you wherever you are within the South African borders and beyond. We've got you covered. Don't you worry about a thing. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and allow us to entertain you. You are tuning in to Sports Kick with Sponalonglobo only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. You can always get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 07-333-16934. Our studio WhatsApp line number again is 07-333-16934. TikTok and Facebook, we are there as Nirvana World FM. While on social media, you might as well follow me on my personal social media platforms at Sibonelo Ngcobo across all social media platforms. Thank you so much to my colleague. That is DJ Powen who brought us 10 keys. That was between 10 and 11 o'clock. Hopefully you had a great time. I definitely did, and I enjoyed most the two songs that he signed off with. Oh my. Those are my two favorite songs. Thank you very much, DJ Powen, for signing off in style with those two favorite songs. One of them was OMI when he gave us Cheerleader.
I was smiling off air when you said that. I was like, you was even laughing when you shared the song.
Oh yes. Oh yes, DJ Powen. He knows my taste.
He knows his story.
Thank you very much. DJ Paul, catch him again next week Saturday, same time, same place. That is between 10 and 11 o'clock. You and I, we are together from now 11 till 1 p.m. And now that I'm complaining, I just love the sound of it. Hoping the feeling is mutual. Organja and that's how they roll in the township. At the summit, when we kickstart our show, we will be looking at things like your cricket, rugby, tennis, hockey, and football. But like you have already heard in the studio, that it looks like I am not flying solo this time around. I've got my partner in crime, Modiba Peter. He's in the studio in a flash, in a person, right next to me. Modiba, a very good morning and a warm welcome officially.
It's a very good morning to you, Sibonelo, and also the team behind the scenes, as well as to the listeners. And thanks for having me on this wonderful Saturday morning. Looking forward to dissect and wrap up what took place midweek and also what will be taking place this wonderful weekend. So to the listeners there, sit down, relax. We've got you covered. A lot is taking place. We'll just unpack them as they unfold.
Oh yes, sit down, relax. Don't you dare move a muscle. We've got you covered. Just chillax, Paula, Bopa Opondo. We will definitely keep you informed and more importantly, entertain you. Let's go for a breather. When we return, we'll be looking at what's happening in the cricket world.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
I've been meaning to tell you, I've got this feeling that won't subside. I look at you and I fantasize. You're mine tonight. Now I've got you in my sights. With these hungry eyes, one look at you and I can't disguise. I've got hungry eyes. I feel the magic between you and I wanna hold you so hear me out. I wanna show you what love's all about. Darling, tonight. Now I've got you in my sights. With these hungry eyes, one look at you and I can't disguise. I've got hungry eyes. I feel the magic between you and I've got hungry eyes. Now I've got you in my sights with the hungry eyes. Now did I take you by surprise? I need you to see this love was meant to be.
gentlemen, Hungry Eyes, Hold Me Now. Oh, talking of Hungry Eyes, don't forget, every time you do come across those hungry eyes, those people that seem to be in a disadvantaged position, always be in the state where you can always lend a hand. If you cannot assist someone who is in a disadvantaged position, the least that you can do, please do not hurt them. But where possible, please lend a hand. Give that hug. Tell that person that things will turn for the better. Just do not be that nasty guys who, what do they say, never hit a man when he is down. So those people who are be it vulnerable, who can be in a bad position as compared to yours, where possible, please lend that helping hand.
Getting your business seen online can be tricky and confusing. At Silly Moose Designs, we offer a comprehensive list of services that can be personalized according to your budget and your marketing goals. From hosting to ranking on search engines, we've got you covered. Visit sillymoosedesigns.co.za to get started. We'll approach your website with passion, purpose, and power. Silly Moose Designs is a proud partner of Nirvana World FM.
But how I wish you'd be here with me all year around. Ramadan.
Very warm greetings for and on behalf of Nirvana World FM and myself as your beloved ward councillor Imran Musa. I wish to take the opportunity to wish one and all a blessed Ramadan, a month of serious reflection, a month that many of us need to understand how the impoverished feel, how they feel when we fast. That is the way many of the people that do not have food feel continuously throughout the days. So this is a month that we should sacrifice, dedicate to understand with serious reflection on how many of those impoverished feel. Thank you so much.
Fills up the air. Ramadan, month of the Quran. I feel.
In a world where compassion is needed, Ashraful Aid lent a hand to the Palestinian refugees. A source of warmth in the chill of winter, we supported children and families in Jordan. An indication to humanity's resilience and the power of unity. Embrace the spirit of giving because every bit counts. Together we can make a difference. Donate today.
Taxes getting you in a twist? Satyam Accounting Integrity Indonesia can assist. With professional SaaS practitioners registered with the SA BAP, contact Nishal Parshad on 081 442 4340 or 084 798 7038. Untwist those taxes with Satyam Accounting Integrity in Lenasia.
In case you have just joined us, you are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Smanalo Ngobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music, and we are coming to live from our Lenasia studios in the south of Johannesburg. Now, diving straight to cricket, South African Proteas, they seem to be having a tour in Australia to forget.
Yeah, indeed, because if you can check, we played them in the T20 series. We lost, I remember, 2-1, where it was 1-1, and I was just laughing when you were saying that Australia is Singani. So, like, how we lost that, I remember the DLS method, 110 runs there, so as they won the Australians. So then it was the ODI as well. We didn't do well as well. So, they were winning against us Australians after quite a while, because we were having an upper hand. I remember when I just looked into the stats, we've met 110 times, they've won 50 times, we've won 55 times. So I realized that this is time for us to redeem ourselves. But in that test, I think our downfall was that Marizan Cup, she was ill going into that test, and she did well in the two ODI series that we played against the very same Australians, although we lost. But then she was so impressive in the second series that we won to level the series. So when we went to the third series, I remember when I was speaking here telephonically, I stated that Australia were currently leading 575 runs
Yes.
for nine wickets. So, but it wasn't to be, because on the day our two players didn't hit so many runs. I looked into players like Delmitaka as well as Tasmin Prets, where they posted 27, Delmitaka 27 runs from 60 balls, and Tasmin Prets 18 runs from 65 balls. It wasn't enough. So as we lost that game by 284 runs, you can see that they really slept us, they shumped up us, they outplayed us, or they outmuscled us. On the day it was just a bad day in the office for us, the Proteas. So women. So let's see, because we are still going to have more T20s coming up right during March.
But surely, Modiba, visiting Australia and you go and play the cricket there, surely you should know better that Australia, how many they can be, how ruthless they can be. So you must ensure that you bring in your A game. Failing to do so, Australia, they will thrash you. They will humiliate you.
Like we've seen in that finals scoreline, they won by innings. They also won by 284 runs.
That's a thrashing
they're
and a
really
half.
thrashing it on its own. So they really meant business. So as the captain there, she was just happy, Alisa Healy there, and saying that she never saw this one coming, judging from how they struggled at times against South Africa. But this year it was just them on another level, as they won all the series against South Africa.
But surely let's hope at least that the girls they might have got some lessons and which they can use going forward, because surely the experience of it is nothing worse or difficult as challenging as touring Australia and go and play cricket.
But then I realized that we did well in the World Cup. This is the same Australia that thrashed us. Remember,
you were playing at home.
We were playing at home, by the way. They came here, then they
You
grabbed
were
the
playing
trophy,
at home.
and they surprised us. Even where it matters most, they really know how to pitch up. So hey. Yeah, it was just a bad day in the office, judging from how we lost that game. So, but with Australia, I realized that we've got players that did well with massive experience. Our Masabata class, your senior loose. Our downfall was just Marizan Cup's illness that she was unable to participate in that test. Maybe her availability, I should say, would have made a difference for me. So, but it wasn't to be as well.
It wasn't to be indeed, but we cannot fault our girls for losing to Australia. It is Australia after all.
Even India knows them well.
Worldwide, everybody knows. There's only one Australia and Australia only.
And still on Australia, they also won against New Zealand in a T20 by 72 runs. You can see that they really are busy. They're preparing their World Cup so well. The T20 that I spoke about that is taking place in June.
Okay, now that you've mentioned T20, talk to us. What's happening as far as T20 preparations and anticipation is concerned?
As we know that it always comes every 2 seconds. Yes, one may put it in simple terms there. So we are currently 98 days to go. So it is taking place on the 1st of June up until the 29th of June. So where we've got currently groups that have been allocated. We've got India in Group A, which also they're the two champions, by the way. There's Pakistan, Ireland, Canada, as well as the United States of America. And in Group B, we also have 2 times champions there, England, Australia, whom they've won it once before, then Namibia, Scotland, as well as Oman. So in Group C, we've got New Zealand, the 2 times again champions, West Indies, Afghanistan, Uganda, Papua New Guinea. So in the last group, the Group D, we've got us South Africans. We will be battling out against the likes of Sri Lanka, which it definitely will be our first match there. Netherlands, Bangladesh, and Nepal. I'm also curious with Netherlands. Remember what they did? So it's time to settle the score when we are going to meet them come June. So at least we are able to get those matches like T20s, friendlies, the ODIs, which will at least give the coach Conrad some options going into that World Cup.
But surely our group on paper, it is an easy group after all, on paper. I mean, first game is Sri Lanka. I mean, we should beat Sri Lanka. Netherlands, it's a disgrace that of late we have lost 2 games to Netherlands for the first time ever and on the trot. So, but under normal circumstances, looking at that pool into that group, surely South Africa, should they bring on their first game, they shouldn't have a problem getting to the next stage.
My worry is that we lost key players there, Henrik Klassen, so which he just announced his retirement. So I'm not so sure is only based on the ODI as well as the T20, because when he stated that he said for the ODI, so I'm not so sure about the T20 if it's also part of the retirement as well. But this is a player whom I've seen him reaching so many runs, so we need him in this kind of matches against Netherlands. But it's time to settle the score, and I do agree with your point when you say those are easy champions, so that we win teams that are the opponents. So it's time for us to go further as far as the knockout stages are concerned, because after this it's a Super 8 and then the knockout stages.
You're regarding Henrik Klassen. I can confirm that he has retired on the test games.
Test games.
ODIs and T20.
20, yeah.
He is available. Actually, he will be taking over from Quentin de Kock's retirement at the glove. He's going to be our new wicket keeper in as far as the ODI and the T20 is concerned, because you will remember that who's this Quentin de Kock in the ODI, he has retired in as far as South Africa is concerned. But for the T20, Quentin de Kock is also still available. So T20, we are still a little bit spoiled for choice, because we'll have Quentin de Kock and Henrik Klassen in the same team. But in the ODIs, surely Henrik Klassen is going to be our new wicket keeper. But for the test squad, we are in trouble. We don't have Quentin de Kock. We do not have Henrik Klassen. So we'll see next time Proteas play a test match that who is going to take the glove going forward.
I'm also curious about Themba Bavuma. Will he be ready in that World Cup? We'll have to wait and see, because they always, as you know, there's been a competition between the two captains there. In his absence here, as we spoke of Aiden Makram as well. So who's going to be in charge? So we'll be curious, but we'll alert the listeners when the final squad will be revealed come May.
Yeah, but I will be watching the space. But if you were to ask me, I don't think Themba Bavuma will be in that T20 squad. That is just me. I don't know whether I'm reasoning with my heart or with my brain this time around, but I don't see Themba Bavuma in that T20 World Cup squad come June.
When I watched him when we played India during December, I realized that he's lately an injury prone. So I think it's time for Indian Makram to step up, because he's always impressed. I watched him during Betway SA20 as well. He was doing well for his side.
Yeah, we'll be watching the space that come T20 Cricket World Cup. Will Themba Bavuma be in that flight? Still with the cricket, remember that at the beginning of the show, I did mention that there is a game that is currently underway out in India that England's taught to India. Yesterday was day one of the fourth series. Day two is underway. I can give you the latest update in as far as that game is concerned. On day two, still on the first innings, England, they've been bowled out, having posted at 353 runs within 104 point overs. That's the state of affairs. England have been bowled out, having registered 353 runs. In India, they are in now busy batting, trying to overhaul that score. Things do not look that great as well for the home side. The score right now reads India 171 runs for 5, and they're on the 51.2 over. So India currently they are trailing England by 182 runs, and we are on the third session on day two. Things don't look that too well either for the home side.
Yes.
So surely one will expect India to cruise, because this is their conditions. They are playing at home. So surely under normal circumstances, you'll expect India to just crush England rather.
They must not repeat what they did during the World Cup, where they fumbled on the last day, where they've been thrashing all the teams in the round robin. But looking in those other answers we've just mentioned, they really stand a chance to thrash England.
Yeah. So, but as the neutral, like I said, we are hoping that England, they will level the series at 2-2, and then we'll set up the winner takes all affairs. So that is the state of affairs at Crunch. Wow, things are happening right now. India, they've just lost another wicket. The score reached 171 for 6 after 51.3 overs. It looks like England are on top of India this time around. If things were to go with this trend, I don't see India going all the way and overhaul this score. So surely, by the look of things, it looks like England, they seem to have an upper hand in as far as this fourth match is concerned. Let's quick go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking rugby. Ipola Lompo.
24 hours a day.
Senye mapara Risiki menyana le mapara Ridibisani bachelete Risiki menyana bachelete Varitize nyama lenyama champagne Varitize nyama lenyama champagne Varipacha nyama lenyama champagne Varipacha nyama lenyama champagne Amanere nyaka uko Ukopenyana nyaka uko Amanere nyaka uko Haisha pene nyaka uko Alo Makazwa borine Babete kasha zene Babette Nora Murova Nora Murova Champagne,
Makatsi featuring Babette Hwashazen giving us Mapara. Wow, this song, it reminds me of the festival season. That's when the dancer, who's this? Who is it? Skomote.
Skomote.
This song reminds me of Skomote.
And it was so trending.
It was so trending to some. And talk of Skomote, he was the most booked artist in this December.
But yes, everyone was just enjoying his music.
Everyone was enjoying his dance and moves. So, like I said, he was the most booked artist. That proves that if it is your time, when Jesus say yes.
Nobody can say no.
December was Skomota's time.
Yes.
Regardless of whatever challenges that he may have, but this December was his. He occupied the dance floor. He entertained everyone. That is Makati's song, Mapara. He was dancing to the song. He got everyone excited.
Yeah, it was so good to see him doing so well and trending during that festive season.
Still with this song, it also made it its space in the Bafana
Bafana. We've seen when Evidence Mahopa scored that goal against Morocco when we won 2-0.
In the Africa Cup of Nations.
Cup of Nations, yes. Alongside Velimoto Avero, second choice goalkeeper. I like that dance behind the goal post. It was so interesting.
No, show us some picking moves. How did they do it? show us. How did they do it?
I was doing like... I enjoyed that step. It was so funny.
No, what's this? And this movement. Is it on the sides or something?
Yeah, both sides, yeah.
There was Makati featuring Papete Huashene. They gave us Mapara. Surely, this song, if you know Skomoto, it definitely reminds you of the festive season where Skomoto kept us entertained the whole December season.
For all your mani, pedi, day, evening and bridal makeup, contact Nail Talk by D. Latest designs for acrylic and gel, because you have to feel fabulous always. Brides, don't fear, as Nail Talk by D will get you looking fabulous for your special day. For more details, contact Diksha on 073 497 3258.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust. Taxes getting you in a twist? Satyam Accounting Integrity Indonesia can assist. With professional SaaS practitioners registered with the SA BAP, contact Nishal Parshad on 081 442 4340 or 084 798 7038. Untwist those taxes with Satyam Accounting Integrity in Lenasia.
It is the 24th of February 2024. The month of love is still very much with us. Talking of month of love, hoping you've all got over the whole Valentine's drama, the whole Valentine's fiasco. Those who've been given a tough time for having forgotten to buy a present for their partners, their spouses. Let's hope you are now forgiven. Because this Valentine's drama,
they're so busy.
It becomes an issue. There are people who take the whole Valentine's very, very serious. So you forget to buy a present or to say Happy Valentine or whatever, whatsoever. Some people take serious offense. Let's hope. And now, being the 24th, it's 10 days since post Valentine. Let's hope you are all forgiven out.
I don't know if the word personal is understatement.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like by the look of things, we are slowly, rapidly rather, approaching the end of February. Sure, the next time we meet, it will be the new month. It will be the third month of the year. So before you even know it, like I said, we'll be talking Easter weekend. Let's hope your New Year's resolutions, you've got them in motion, turning those New Year's resolutions into a reality. Now, talking of New Year's resolution, we're talking rugby. It looks looks like Sharks, I don't think what's happening in their camp is not what they had on their mind. It was not their resolution to be forever rooted at the bottom in as far as Vodacom United Rugby Championship is concerned. But talk to us what's happening in as far as the Vodacom United Rugby Championship, looking at the games that are played last weekend. So surely Sharks as well will be included in that discussion.
As we spoke last week telephonically, so I did say that they have lost the game number 8, and it looks like they've suffered another loss. So I'm not so sure if the coach is still there. So yeah,
John Plumtree, I believe he might have been shown the door.
Yeah, because it's just too much. And
Yeah,
looking
John
at the
Plumtree,
gap,
I believe he's been shown the door because it looks like it doesn't rain, but it pours.
but it keeps pouring. So and with the results, because I remember last week when we spoke here on telephonically, we just gave the listeners the results of the matches that took place on Friday. So later, as we departed the show, so there were matches that were progressing, and we saw the Lions they lost 10-25 against the Bulls. Leinster as well, they lost 47-18 against Benetton, and there's the very same Sharks that we spoke about. They lost against the Stormers 21-25, and then there's Cardiff who also lost 12-16 against the Connacht, and also the Glasgow winning 47 against the Dragons. And on Sunday there was only one game that took place. It was the Ospreys up against the Ulster there, where the Ospreys won 19-17 marginally there. So in terms of the standings, Leinster are still rooted first there with 39 points, followed by Glasgow Warriors at number 2 with 36 points. All the teams have played 10 matches there, and then there's Vodacom Bulls there at number 3 on 35 points. The battle is just too interesting there amongst the top 3 there. So there's Benetton at number 4 with 32 points, Edinburgh at number 5 with 30 points, alongside Stormers at number 6 with 30 points as well. They're separated by the point difference there when one looks at it there. At number 7 on 29 points, alongside Ulster at number 8 on 29 points as well. So the top 8 is very interesting. By the way, we are in need of the teams that will finish amongst the top 8 come game number 15, so that they can be able to play for those knockout stages. It's gonna be interesting. So to the listeners, the URC will definitely continue on the 1st of March, which is next weekend. So this week we shift our attention to the Six Nations Cup that is taking place. And in terms of the fixtures there, we've got the Scotland up against England at 4:45 today. Then there's Ireland up against the Wales, and tomorrow there's also Ireland up against Wales will kickstart at 2:15, and then tomorrow there's France up against Italy 3:00. It's going to be interesting. If you can just remind the listeners about the standings there. Ireland are still top of the log, by the way. We said they are the defending champions. Yes, they are with 10 points, and followed by England at number 2 with 8 points. Then there's Scotland at number 3 with 5 points. France at number 4 with 4 points. Then there's Wales at number 5 with 3 points, and lastly Italy at number 6 with a point. I think this point comes from the bonus points. They need to start getting results today, but they are playing a tough match there against the very same France. So it's going to be interesting because they also do 1 point.
Oh, it's going to be interesting indeed. Just to go back to the Vodacom United Rugby Championship, last weekend we saw 2 South African derbies. We had a Yakskei derby where Lions hosted Blue Bulls from Pretoria, and then down in Durban we had the Sharks welcoming another coastal side, that is Stormers. Both home sides they lost. Sharks they lost at home. Blue Bulls, who's this Lions, they also lost at home. And the Blue Bulls, they've got the double over Lions. They beat them in the first leg. They did it again last weekend in the second leg. So as the Stormers, they got the double over the Sharks. The Sharks. So now that takes me straight to the log standings. That it is definitely no surprise that you did mention that we need the teams need to be within the top 8 bracket come end of the season to qualify for the knockout stages. So by the look of things, it looks like South Africa can only be represented by the Blue Bulls and Stormers. Lions and Sharks, they seem to be some kind of a lost case.
I really don't understand what's really happening with the Sharks. They were just buzzing last season, and then you look at Vodacom Bulls, they've improved team because they were not part of the knockout stages when the top 8 teams was revealed. Then they were struggling a lot last season, so they've improved tremendously well. So you look at also Stormers as well. By the way, they're the defending champ. I mean, the runners up after they lost to Munster in that final. I still remember it so well. So yeah, it looks good with Munster as well. They are currently rooted 9th of the log, so they need to try and up their position. It's not looking good so far. So they just need to make sure that they finish within the top 8 bracket, although there's still more 5 to 6 matches to go. So it's going to be an interesting finish.
So it's going to be interesting indeed. So still with looking at the South African interest, so there are no chances of having at least the 3 teams. Maybe Lions improving it, just sneak in there. So do they stand any chance, or there is no chance for them? So we might as well, as South Africans, make peace that we'll only have Blue Bulls and Stormers contesting the knockout stages.
I'm looking at their positioning is number 11, and then I check number 7 and number 8. They're currently on 29 points, and then you look at them, they're currently on 24 points. So it's a 5 points difference. So I'm looking at the point difference with number 8 Ulster. There is 4 against 7 of Ulster. The Lions 4. They can still make it. So if they can just make sure that they wish those two Ospreys and Ulster lose their matches, that's where they can be able to sneak in. So, but they still have a chance because 5 matches, and some of them still a long way. They're still going to play tough opponents as well. So I'm interested in that.
It's going to be tough indeed. Let's hope Lions at least they sneak in the top 8 bracket, because surely Sharks, they do not stand any chance. They just need to first winning games, let alone getting into the top 8. It is definitely a mission impossible in as far as the KZN Durban franchise is concerned. There is Sharks. They seem to be very, very struggling. Out of 10 outings, Sharks have gone on and lost all 9 games. Bad season indeed in as far as Sharks are concerned. But I must say that it is bad that for the Sharks to go on and lose so much matching, considering that they've got so much Springboks players in their squad.
Exactly.
We saw last week even Bongim Bonambi came back from the injury. He's part of the squad. Oxenchair, I saw him scoring the try last weekend. They've got we're talking your Edzebeth is there. Your scrum half is also there. I mean, Magazole Mampimpi on the left wing. All the Springboks players, they are there in the squad in the Sharks tank, but results are not forthcoming.
I'm thinking maybe they're sabotaging the coach. You know, if the coach players, they don't want the coach, those are some of the results that will get poor results. So, or maybe the coach is harsh within the dressing room. So it's very complicated. I think it's two ways for me when I watch the situation.
Let's hope Sharks that they will eventually get back to winning ways, because it just doesn't go down well, especially if you are a Sharks a supporter, to see your team rooted rock bottom out of 10 games, having won one game. That is a disgrace indeed. Then they're jumping to 6 nations. Ireland, they seem to be cruising. They just don't want to let go of this Six Nations Cup.
But then the battle is still, every team still has a chance, because I'm looking at number 2 England on 8 points, and they're currently seated on 10 points. So there's also Scotland on 5 points. So as you know, it's 4 points, and then if you score more than 4 tries there, it's 1 point. It can make it 5 points as well. So, but Ireland so far very impressive. So they really want to defend this title. But let's see, because they will be awarded with a team with the most number of points. But England so far on the right track.
England so far, they're on the right track, so says Modiba, but I cannot say the same.
With which team?
With England.
Oh, you know, they might crack, or I think the game between the two will definitely be interesting.
Yeah, the Ireland and
England
game.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting indeed. Talk of England game, don't forget that they are captain, that is Owen Farrell. He's dead. He's the head coach of Ireland. That is Andy Farrell. Yeah, England's captain is Owen Farrell. His dad is Andy Farrell. He is the head coach of Ireland. So it is going to be a little bit of the father versus the son affair.
And when I look at the two teams against one, I realize that they are both unbeaten. I think the game between them, one of them is either they'll remain on top, Ireland, or England will overtake them if they are to collect the victory. So we'll keep an eye, and also alert the listeners as well.
But don't forget France, they're also there as well.
France as well. But
they can play entertaining rugby at times, but there is they play.
Currently, it's 1 win, 1 loss for them. Yeah.
They play entertaining rugby, but not business rugby. They results are not forthcoming. They just entertain, but come end of the match, you look at the scoreboard, it says
it's not reflecting what they performed on the pitch. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then still with the Vodacom, with the just to jump back to Vodacom United Rugby Championship, Leinster, that's coached by the Springboks coach Jacques Nineba. I believe they are leading the proceedings.
Most definitely. So I was so impressed ever since he went there, because if you can check the very same Leicester, they were top of the log even last season, but then they cracked when during the knockout stages, where I was like, how come you sit on the log the entire season but you come and crack? So far I think they want to correct last season's mistake of not making it into the final.
Now we're diving straight from 6 nations to top 14. I believe that's where
our Siakol is there.
Yeah, Springboks captain
Racing
is
92,
campaigning.
yes, most definitely. But then I can
What's
see
happening in
they are not doing so well. But I'll just give the results here. I've got the Lyon, who played against the defending champions La Rochelle, where they won 28-17.
The champions.
Lyon,
defending champions.
They defeated the defending champions there. Yes. Then the Sportiacs, who lost, I should say, 10-20 against the Pau, and then the Racing 92 they also lost the 20-44 against Montpellier, and then the Stade de France they won 32-19 against Perpignan, and then the Toulouse they won 61-34 against the Oyonnax, I should say, and then Bayonne won 21-13 against the Clermont, and on Sunday we saw the Castres winning 25-17 against the Toulon. So in terms of the log standings, the Stade de France are now top of the log. They overtook the very same Racing 92 we spoke about, because previously they were number 2, so because of they just suffered 2 defeats on the trot, so things are not going well. They're on 46 points alongside Toulouse. All the teams they have played 15 matches, they're on 46 points as well. So on number 3 we've got the Pontiac Bagels, they're on 41 points, and then the Racing 92 at number 4 on 40 points, and then the Castres they're at number 5 on 39 points, the Toulon they're at number 6 on 37 points, then the Sport at number 7 on 36 points, and also the Clermont Auvergne they're at number 8 on 35 points. So it looks like the battle is still open, because the gaps between the two teams is not that much, but I'm interested in the top 5. The top 5 is very interesting. So in terms of the fixtures, the Montpellier will play Bayonne today. Bayonne there at 4 o'clock. The Castres will host the Pontiac Bagels at 6 o'clock. There's the Lyon up against the Oyonnax there at 6 o'clock as well. Then the Sport up against the Toulon at 6 o'clock. Then Perpignan will host La Rochelle, the defending champions there. And then lastly, the Racing 92 will host the Stade de France at 10 o'clock this evening. Then there's one match tomorrow taking place there. Clermont Auvergne up against Toulouse at 10 o'clock. So it looks interesting so far in the top 14.
Looks interesting indeed in top 14. Still with the Racing 92, of which we've got vested interest there because of, of our captain. The news that broke out this week coming out of Racing 92 is that Trevor Nyakane, who is currently applying his trade there in France for Racing 92, who is the teammate of Sia Akolis.
Yes.
The news that broke out this week is that Racing 92, they are releasing Trevor Nyakane to the Sharks. He will be signed by the Sharks come end of the season. Still with the Sharks, they will sign Trevor Nyakane so as another Springbok player, Andre Esterhuizen. So Sharks, they will always be Springboks players, 2 more Springboks players on their way to the Shark tank.
But then the question is, will they survive the relegation? That's what I'm interested about, because definitely number 16 is going for relegation within the URC, so they need to pull up their socks. Those players are quality, so with their experience, we must just make sure that they save the team, they rescue the team as soon as possible.
Let's hope Sharks they will eventually get their act together. Let's quick go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking hockey, so as tennis.
Welcome. This is your favorite station.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Stay
Starship they gave us, nothing gonna stop us now. I'm sure that's what England is currently singing right now as they take on India out in Ranchi. By the look of things, it looks like England, they've got India on the back foot. That's why I say England, I'm sure they are singing this song and nothing's gonna stop them now. Talking of England and India of fourth match, it looks like India are in serious trouble. The score now in that first innings, it reads India 185 for 7. Things doesn't look good at all in as far as the Indian camp is concerned. They are trailing India by 168 runs. Don't forget that India, they batted first and they posted 353 runs. So India, at the least that they can do is to first try and overhaul that 353 scoreboard that's been registered by England. But by the look of things, it doesn't look like that is going to happen. The scoreboard now reads 185 for 7 for the home side. Still very, very much in trouble. We're still in session 3. Don't forget that the game has got 4 sessions in the day, but by the look of things, England, they've got the better of who's this? The home side. The host,
India, yes.
That is India.
But how I wish you'd be here with me all year around. Ramadan.
Very warm greetings for and on behalf of Nirvana World FM and myself as your beloved ward councillor Imran Musa. I wish to take the opportunity to wish one and all a blessed Ramadan, a month of serious reflection, a month that many of us need to understand how the impoverished feel, how they feel when we fast. That is the way many of the people that do not have food feel continuously throughout the days. So this is a month that we should sacrifice, dedicate to understand with serious reflection on how many of those impoverished feel. Thank you so much.
Fills up the air. Ramadan, month of the Quran. I feel
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
Time now, it is 20 minutes after 12 o'clock. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the second and final hour of the show. Now, diving straight to tennis.
Yeah, it was happening. So if I can just give the listeners the Rotterdam Open that took place last week. So in the semi-finals, we saw the very same Yannick Sinner. He was playing against Calon Crispo there. So he won the 2 sets, 6-2 and 6-4. So in the second semi-final, we saw Alex de Minaur there, hosted the Grigor Dimitrov, where he also won the 2 sets, the 6-4, 6-3. So it was to the big final there, where he saw Alex de Minaur, he lost against Yannick Sinner, 7-5 and 6-4, which showed that Yannick Sinner is having a good year so far.
He's on the roll.
Oh, he's on the roll. Second trophy in the very same space of 2 months. Very interesting for me. It's well done to him. As we know, this is a player who defeated Novak Djokovic in that semi-finals. Yes. So also he went on to win in the final against Daniil Medvedev, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it looks interesting. By the way, he's having a good year so far.
He's having a dream year.
A dream year, by the way. I think he's also want to boost his rankings as far as things are concerned. So from the women's side, we saw there was a Dubai Tennis Championship that took place. In the semi-finals, we saw our very own Iga Swiatek. They played against Anna Kalinskaya, where she lost. Iga Swiatek lost, by the way. There's an upset, as we spoke of, that the player is Kalinskaya. There is ranked 40. So she won the 2 sets, 6-4, 6-4. And then also, Jasmine Paolini, they defeated Sorana Cestia, 6-2 and 7-6 after a tie. So, which it was left to the big one that is taking place today, the Anna Kalinskaya up against Janice Paolini. I think we're going to have a new champion here. So it's good luck to both of them as they're still going to play. So very interesting, because last week we also saw in the Argentine Open, Carlos Alcaraz also, he was defeated, because going into that game he was the defending champions, but unfortunately he couldn't win as he lost 7-6 and 6-3 as well to the very same Nicolas Cherry. So yeah, I think him and Novak Djokovic, they're still having that wound of having lost in the
They're
Australian
licking
Open.
their wounds.
So you can see that it went on to suffer. They went on to suffer another title, especially Carlos Alcaraz losing the Australian Open and now losing the Argentinian Open. So I'm not so sure whether it will affect the rankings or not. But up to so far, he's still rooted second as far as the rankings are concerned. It's Carlos Alcaraz and then Novak Djokovic first. Let's see if Yannick Sinner, with that victory, it will push him again maybe to the top 3 or top 4.
Just going back to the women's category,
Yeah.
talking of that Iga Swiatek lost to Anna
Kalinskaya,
Kalinskaya, the Polish international, the number 48th ranked Anna Kalinskaya, beating the number 1 ranked Iga Swiatek. Let's hear what the Polish international Anna Kalinskaya had to say after that famous victory against the number 1 ranked Iga Swiatek.
Great player. I know if I don't stay calm and I don't stay aggressive, she is gonna destroy me. So yeah, that was my plan, to stay aggressive, move her a lot, and I'm happy I won. She's unbelievable, and I'm happy I had the chance to play against her, and I'm sure we'll play a lot in the future.
Oh yes, and
yo. Yeah, you can hear that she did her homework.
Yes.
She realized that this one is very dangerous. So
surely she's ranked number 1.
I must
in the
bring
world.
an A gear. So like she was an underdog, judging from how I tried to interpret the story there. Very interesting.
A big underdog.
Yo, a big underdog. Imagine from number 1 against number 40.
Number 40.
Then number 40 comes in and slept number 1. So hopefully maybe the rankings can push him 2 or 3 positions there. So very interesting. It's well done to Anna Kalinskaya.
Well done indeed to the Polish international, the 40th ranked Anna Kalinskaya. And now we're changing gears from tennis straight to hockey. What's happening in that front?
If I can just unpack everything that is taking place in the FIH Pro League there. So there's also men and women. It's a league that started on the 6th of December and it will be ending on the 30th of June. So teams must just make sure that they collect as many points as possible. As you know, in hockey, it's almost like football where the 11 players within the pitch. So, and in this current instant, India are the defending champions as well as Netherlands. So let's see who will definitely be the winner. So I've got the results here from the men's side there, where Netherlands won 4-3 against Spain. Ireland lost 4-1 against Australia. Hey, this Australia team. Hey. So, and in terms of this positioning, the Netherlands are are number 1 on the log with 23 points. Australia followed by number 2, 18 points there, and then they're trailing 5 points, the Netherlands there. Then there's India at number 3, I should say number 4, with Argentina at number 3 on 13 points, and India at number 4 on 11 points. Germany at number 5 on 8 points. Then there's Great Britain at number 6 alongside Spain at number 7, both on 4 points. They are separated by those points difference there. And then there's also Belgium at number 8 on 3 points, and lastly Ireland. They're yet to collect a victory, so there's still more matches to play, because currently each team is supposed to play 16 matches, and Netherlands have played more matches than everyone. So when the matches progresses, they'll definitely try and play catch up as well. So today we've got Spain up against Ireland at 2 o'clock. The matches are taking place in India Rokela there. Then there's India up against Australia. It's a big one. So even when we come back next week, we'll bring the results. And tomorrow Australia will host Netherlands at 2 o'clock, and India again will host Ireland. Very interesting. So from the women's side, we've got Argentina who lost 2-0 against Germany on the 20th there. And on the 19th, we've got Germany winning 3-1 against Belgium. And then on the 18th, we saw USA losing 2-1 against India, Australia losing 3-1 against Netherlands, and also Argentina winning 2-0 against Belgium. So in terms of the standings, we've got the Netherlands at number 1 on 36 points, having played 12 matches. There's China there at number 2 on 15 points. There's Australia at number 3 on 14 points. There's Germany at number 5 on 12 points. There's India at number 6 on 8 points. There's Great Britain there at number 7 on 1 point, alongside USA there also on 1 point, but they've played more matches. And then lastly, we've got Belgium without a victory, having played 4 matches with no points. So yeah, it looks interesting so far. But with the women matches, the matches will definitely resume on the 22nd of May. So hopefully all the teams will have played 16 matches, and we'll definitely know, because a champion here has to obtain number of points for them to win this wonderful FIH Pro League. Very interesting there. So yeah, let's see how the defending champions on both the men and the women will be able to do. Netherlands there so far, I see they're having a good season, topping the standings on both sides, the men and the women. It's very interesting there.
Very interesting indeed. That is what's happening in as far as hockey is concerned. ke neilwe. Master KG featuring Nkosazana, a daughter featuring Dalom Kids. Dalom Kids. There seems to be some technical problem. I don't know what could be the problem. Seems looks like something is not right here. The mic, we seem to be having some technicalities here. I don't know what could be the problem. I don't. Maybe I should quickly play something and see if something seems to be not working right now. Oh yes, we definitely have a serious problem by the look of things.
Taxes getting you in a twist? Satyam Accounting Integrity Indonesia can assist. With professional SaaS practitioners registered with the SA BAP, contact Nishal Parsit on 081 442 4340 or 084 798 7038. Untwist those taxes with Satyam Accounting Integrity in Lenasia.
We apologize for that technical glitch. Thank you very much to Master KG and Nkosazana daughter featuring Dalom Kids. They gave us Kineilwe Engwanaka. Because time seems to be not on our side. Without any further ado, Motiba, let's dive straight to football. Starting with the Olympic qualifiers, Banyana Banyana doing business against Tanzania last night.
Well, it's a fantastic victory when one saw it there. You can see that those players that want to play during the World Cup for the women's, they did so well. There, you are Jermaine Seposeng Timbi Khatlana, as well as Hilda Makaya, our very own breadwinner.
Oh, the breadwinner,
yes, just Marvel on the day. So it's a good advantage going to play second leg in Bombela.
Yes.
So hopefully, I think we'll go on to the next round. So very good up to so far for Banyana and Coach Destre Ellis. So let's see how they'll do well. So, but I'm positive, and then the fans must just go and rally behind them at the Mbombela venue there. So very interesting so far.
Oh, after all, Banyana, they are not just any ordinary team. So the fans, they don't have a choice. They have to come out in numbers. We're talking continental champions here.
Indeed, we're talking continental. I think also they can be motivated by what Bafana did there. Remember when they came back from OR Tambo there during AFCON? The fans,
Coast,
yes, the fans filled up OR Tambo there in numbers. So I think they will definitely rally behind them as they are playing on the 27th of this wonderful month, which is on Tuesday.
Yeah, let's hope. If you are anywhere around Mpumalanga, Nelspruit, Bombela, Ematsulu, wherever you are, you owe it to Banyana to make your way to Bombela Stadium and go out, scream your lungs out and root for the girls. Now we're diving straight to DSTV Premiership. What's happening in as far as that front is concerned? Looking at the games that played last weekend.
Last weekend, I'll start with the Saturday ones because I remember when we came live on air, we spoke about SuperSport having played 1-1 draw with the Stellenbosch there. So we saw also Chipa United play 1-1 draw against Cape Town City, where Kanyesa Mayo continued from where he left off there, scoring his 8th goal of the season, and Kambindu there scoring for Chipa United there. So it was, as we spoke last week, that Kwanelo Kopo and Tabo September, it was their first game in charge following the demotion of our very own TDJ's Morgan Mamila, who's currently the technical director of the club. So Morocco Solos, we saw them, they played Polokwane City and they lost 1-0. So where we saw Ramabu there scoring the only goal of the match, following that blunder by Daniel Ape after the very own Oswin Apollos, who was playing for during AFCON for Bafana, unleashing a long range, but I think Daniel Akpe was exposed by that tricky bounce there, where Ramabu converted it and he was on side. So we saw Skoko United winning 3-1 against Richards Bay, where I saw former Orlando Pirates coming from a lengthy injury there, Lindam Tambo scoring a cracker of a goal. So what a way to win there. Although the young player there from Richards Bay there scoring the consolation goal, I remember this name as time goes there. So yeah, Yanyela Mpotoma, that's his name. Yes. And then Cape Town Spurs, we saw them winning 3-1 against Amazulu, where it was the first win, in fact the first win for Coach Ensmith Dorp. As you know, he's been struggling before the international break. So Amazulu, I don't know what happened on the day, although one of their players, the defender Abubakar Mobara, scored the only goal of the game, but it was the equalizer before Ashley Cupido came in from the bench to score a brace
What a
as they won
player
3-1.
that. I
Yes.
saw that game, the run, especially on the second goal. He made a run from the deep,
Yes.
deep all the way to finish.
And there
it.
was a crossing.
A cross.
As you know, Middendorp play the transitional football.
Yo, that Cupido guy is something. I saw that run. All I could do was to sit back and admire it.
I think it will boost his confidence, considering the fact that, you remember, when they were promoted, he was their top goal scorer on 14 goals during the Motsepe Foundation. So it's so good, and it's also so pressure relief for Coach Ernst Middendorp, because at some point the fans were boycotting him, especially when he lost that game of the last as first round there before we go for international break against the very same Cape Town City neighbours there. So, and they've been signing players, if you can check, during the transfer window, as we also told the listeners there. So we saw Mamelodi Sundowns playing 1-1 draw against Orlando Pirates. What a game it was, where it was too much tension, drama, red card also, and penalty as well. So very interesting. Marcelo Allende scoring first there against 10 men after Miguel team was red carded also. So Orlando Pirates, I think the one may call they cheated, because it was said within the rules of the Law 12 that the ball must be inside the arc of the corner flag, but Patrick Maswanganye played that corner. Unfortunately, Abdul Monem Butwell pulled off Tapelo Cloak inside the box, and then the referee was just nearer to the action. Then he pointed to the spot. GS is lost the ball past Ronan Williams. It was a well taken penalty by Tapelo Cloak. So on Sunday we saw Royal AM playing goalless draw against Kaizer Chiefs. In that game, Ashley Dupree missed sitters, and Royal AM Patrick Ugonyame, he was the man of the match. So good display by both sides. But if you look into in terms of that game again, you realize that majority of the team, they were playing so many lock balls. Although Kaizer Chiefs should have capitalized, because on transition they managed to expose Royal AM, but their goalkeeper was just on form on the day. So, and TS Galaxy winning 3-1 against Golden Arrows. Mabuti Kanyeza, he continues to struggle. That was his 9th loss on the trot.
Sure.
So yeah, we saw also some Koko Tapiano scoring a goal as well. His 6th goal of the season, Nukovic. So it's not looking good for Mabuti Kanyeza, but with coach Siad Ramovic, well done. And it was his 4th victory in 5 matches following that loss in the Calum Black Label final. It was so good so far.
Oh, so sure, just going back to the Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns game, or should I say drama. I've got 2 questions for you. First, Orlando Pirates penalty. What's your take? Was that a penalty supposed to happen or not?
Yeah, it was a penalty if because of the referee.
Considering what happened in the corner spot.
Yeah, it was a penalty, although the player cheated, because there was no linesman nearer to come and control. So it has to do, I think PSL must.
That's an official game.
Yes, an official game.
So there was supposed to be a linesman.
There's supposed to be a linesman.
So that's not an excuse.
So the player cheated there, no excuse. The player cheated there, and it was in his favor.
So meaning
one
that penalty shouldn't have stood.
Shouldn't have stood, yeah, if we were to apply the rules of the DSTV Premiership, Law 12, as I stated.
So that boils down to poor officiating.
Yeah, that's poor officiating. It was so poor officiating on the day. Although when I listened to Victor Klungwani, he stated that the referee was just good, but there's still room for improvement. And
then what's this? The red card. What's your take on the red card?
It's a tricky one for me, because I saw 2 players there disturbing the goalkeeper, the Miguel team, as well as Olisanda. So at some point, Olisanda, I think for me, both of them are guilty. So Olisanda also should have been cautioned.
And team getting the second yellow card, that's fine.
It was a spot on red card for me.
So meaning you are fine with the red card?
I'm fine with the red card, but also Olisanda should have been booked as well, because the 2 players for me are guilty.
Oh, okay, absolutely. And then we've got other news in as far as Morocco Swallows drama fiasco. Morocco Swallows manager coming out attacking Caraboa versus Steve Compella. It's drama, it's Swallows, it's fiasco everywhere. What's your take on
it? It's so tricky, because you come in and then you disclose the fact that Steve Compella, the fact that players have not been training for 10 days. Then you come in as Caraboa stating that the coach is very complicated. The coach likes complaining. So it's like he's saying you mustn't come and go within the media and disclose the matter of the boardroom within the media, which Steve Compella did that. But when you listen to Steve Compella, he was just honest. But unfortunately, when I listened to Elasto Capoeira during the Metro FM Andy Ngube's show, so there were instances where he asked him questions, but he was unable to answer first thing first. So that's where he was putting him on the spotlight and Ngube there. So he ended up answering those questions. So you can realize that Steve Compella was just honest from the onset. So the general manager, though, is not doing his job properly, that according to my interpretation.
At some stage, the manager, Caraboa, did consider that the players that they went without training for about 10 days. So surely Steve Kompala was not lying.
He was not lying, but he was saying they are saying Steve must represent the club. So Andile was saying, no, the club are the players. What do you mean? So that's why it was just funny for me when I listened to that conversation. But then Steve Kompala was just right from the spot. So, but then he's against Steve Kompala in everything that is Kompala's dictate disclosed within the media.
Still with the Swallows, another news that broke out this week is that when Morocco Swallows players are in a camp, they share the rooms, 4 of them instead of the normal 2, because we know normally the players they share rooms in pairs. But in as far as Swallows is concerned, 4 players they share a room in the camp. So surely that's a disorder.
It's a disorder, and also I can also say financial crisis matter. So yeah, very complicated as well.
So just to summarize the Morocco Swallows thing, is it safe to say Morocco Swallows' financial situation, it's a mess?
A big mess. So they just need to fix. For me, they just need to get a sponsor as soon as possible. So, but Steve Kompala is just unlike. You remember the situation at Bloemfontein Celtic, where he had
same
thing. He had to
players not paid,
being paid. He had to make sure that the players' transport is being paid up by the very same Steve Kompala himself. So it was just unfair. But having listened to him, the management was just fair and unprofessional. I remember he was not informed about the players returning back to practice. So the very same question was asked by the very same Andy Ngube on Caraboa as a general manager. Were you told not to tell Steve Kompala not to go back to training? Then he said, yes, I was told. But at first he was unable to answer that. So Andy pressed him hard, and then he ended up saying, no, I was told not to tell Steve.
Caraboa, he's not the team's manager. He's the manager's manager. Because by the look of things, look like he only pursues management's interest, not the player's interest.
I think with feelings for me when I listen to him.
Because, I mean, he's the manager. He should be impartial as much as possible, consider management's point of view, so as the player's point of view. But by the look of things, Caraboa is only there for the management and not for the players. It doesn't regard players as a part of the team. And then moving right along, and Nedbank Cup, it's back in style. It started in earnest this weekend.
Most definitely, you know, Mamelodi Sundowns against the so-called teams. I was saying, we've seen this movie before. Where remember the Powerline FC, the 24-0 score line, yes. So and this time they thrashed La Masia, that is coached by Dan Clayt, and then Monique Josephs is the assistant coach and goalkeeper coach in that team. So 6-1. So when we saw the first hat-trick of the tournament there, Justin Sereno there with the likes of Matthias Esquivel, Terence Mashiro, as well as Leboham Maboue. So they were just rampant on the day. But when you look at La Masia, they are not the bad teams. Yeah, that on the day, for me, the goalkeeper let them down. They could have done better with those balls.
It's the feast, the stage fright. He's playing against Mamelodi Sundowns after all.
And when I checked, the fans came in numbers at the Dobsonville Stadium. So, but they tried their best. Just that doesn't to be Mamelodi Sundowns, as you rightfully said. Experience.
I mean, knowing that you are playing Sundowns, you just the stage fright. I mean, you are bound to make some stupid errors.
Most definitely. So it's a stronger team. They've not been losing matches. I think they lost a match on penalties against the very same Orlando Pirates in that MTN 8 final. Yes. So you go to the very same Nedbank Cup. They lost 2-1 against Stellenbosch last season. So they really are cruising. Maybe they'll be saying, we want a silverware. Runani Mokwena hasn't won a trophy ever since Mangoba Mngiti last won it. You remember when they won 3 trophies, the league, the Nedbank Cup, as well as the MTN 8. So it's time for them to get something this current season. So we saw SuperSport United playing 1-1 draw against Cape Town City. In that game, Ricardo Goss saved 3 penalties. Kanye Samayo again was on the score sheet. So he's been doing well there, Kanye Samayo. So, and then Chandra Campbell, the young Chandra Campbell, who also supplied Brato Grobler when they played Stellenbosch, he was also on the score sheet this time around. So it looks so good, and let's see if maybe he might go to Mamelodi Sundowns next season. I'm interested. We'll have to wait and see.
As SuperSport, they are Mamelodi Sundowns feeding team.
Like I've been saying, it's their feeding team. So watch the space there going into next season. So on Wednesday we saw Highlands Park playing against Kukuni United. What is interesting about these fixtures that remember Highlands Park sold their status to Kukuni United. They changed the team to Kukuni United. Those are the 2 teams that clashing. I saw Tapua Kapini, remember from the former
goalkeeper,
the former
the
Zimbabwean Platinum Stars as well. I also saw the Platinum Stars head coach Alan Fries. He was also in that team, but unfortunately they scored both of them. They scored during the extra time where Kukuni United took the lead through they call him Trazoj Boba from the DRC, and then also there was Abru who equalized as soon as the referee added 1 minute of the referee's optional time for them to go to penalty. For Skokun United to win the match, but unfortunately they lost concentration as they equalized. So University of Pretoria won 1-0 against Cape Town Space, another upset of the Nedbank Cup. So it shows that they're not top of the Motsepe Foundation by fluke. So things are going well for them, for Mr. Is it Tlisani Mutaung, the head coach? Yes. So, and on Thursday we saw KZN Derby Royal AM up against Amazulu, where Amazulu had to wait on the 86th minute to score a goal. Hendrik Stein coming from the bench, and yes, I think the goalkeeper, the made blunder, Patrick Nyame, should have applied the basics well.
He spills the ball.
He spills the ball back to play, and then he was there to put the ball on the roof of the net. So in that game, they also created chances. Amazulu, Augustine Kwemo was denied by the very same goalkeeper, the Patrick Nyame. Ben Motswari as well. I remember he played a long range shot there. The goalkeeper managed to block that ball. So, but all in all, they deserve to win. So, which means they're doing the double over the very same AM, where they thrashed 3-0. We spoke about Andile Mpisani playing in that game. So, but when I watched that game, he was on the stand but his mother was seated standing side on the other side of the pitch. So, but they were not happy with the result. John Matuka, he needs to pull up his socks. Things are not going well for him. So when they drew Kaizer Chiefs goalless, I thought maybe they've turned the corner, they are going to start getting results, but it's not to be. So, and on yesterday we saw Golden Arrows going down again 2-1 TS Galaxy again for the third time this time around, because they lost twice against them in the league, and this time in the Nedbank Cup. Maputo Kanyeza, that's his 10th loss on the trot. So I think I'm not so sure if the players are also sabotaging him, or it's him very harsh within the dressing room. The management needs to take a decision. Failure to do that, Golden Arrows will be amongst the teams that will be campaigning for the playoffs. So it's not looking good for him. Ever since he stated that Kaizer Chiefs is an ordinary team, results are not coming. So I don't know why. So he needs to check into that. So some of fans were saying he must go and apologize to the Kaizer Chiefs team or management or players for those utterances that he stated. So it's not looking good for him. Yes, they took the lead there, Mujela, who's been on form even during the Kalim Black Label, but then they managed to equalize from an own goal that was scored by Lithuania. But then later, during the second half, we saw they scored the second goal, which was so good for them to Mpom Velase with a head. I thought the goalkeeper, this Fiso Mulungwana, could have done better. But on the day, they managed to hold on and make sure that they progressed to the last 16. So, and we also saw Stellenbosch, they played against the Pretoria Callis, where I remember one of their players there, Divin Titus, was on the score sheet, where they will have to win by 4-3 on penalties after extra time. Oscar Masuluke, the former Baroka goalkeeper, he saved 2 penalties in that game. So it's well done to them. By the way, I think they are coming into this confident, having won the Kalim Black Label Cup. They'll be saying, okay, if you can get another trophy, but let's wait and see. There's still a long way to go. So we're still awaiting more matches to play.
Oh yes, we'll definitely be watching space, especially as far as Golden Arrows head coach Maputo Kanyeza is concerned. So surely losing 9-10 games on the trot, that automatically spells trouble for him. So soon Maputo Kanyeza might just be shown that they will be watching the space with a keen interest. Now diving straight to Motsepe Foundation Championship, what's happening in that part of the world?
Currently there are no teams participating, but I do have results of the matches. So I'll just give the log standings and get back to the Nedbank Cup, because some of the teams are participating in the Nedbank Cup with the matches playing today and tomorrow. So with the results that took place last week, the Marumo Callens lost 2-0 against Magesi that is coached by Clinton Lassen. You remember him? Yes, there's Orbit College who lost 1-0 against Casric Stars, and then there's Baroka who won 2-1 against the Vincent Pretoria Callis, who lost yesterday in on the penalties there. There's Black Leopards who won 3-1 against Platinum City Rovers. Then Hungry Lions lost 1-0 against the Venda Football Academy. At least the Limpopo teams are pushing. You can see Black Leopards won, Baroka FC won, Venda Football Academy won. The very interest only. Also Magesi is from Limpopo, by the way. They won 2-0. So I'm impressed so far. Milford FC, the ones that we'll talk about Kaizer Chiefs shortly, they're playing Kaizer Chiefs tomorrow. They played goalless against Marispec United there. Then La Masia also played goalless against JDR Stars before they lost that half-dozen scoreline against Mamelodi Sundowns there. So there's University of Pretoria who won 2-1 against Uppington City. So in terms of the log standings, they are rooted first of the log there. All teams have played 19 matches. The University of Pretoria number 1 on 34 points, followed by Makesi FC at number 2 on 33 points, with Orbit College at number 3 with 33 points as well. Goal difference separating the two sides there. There's Baroka FC there at number 4 with 31 points. There's Uppington City at number 5 with 28 points. Hungry Lions at number 6, Kasek Stars I should say at number 6 with 28 points. Hungry Lions at number 7 with 28 points. All the three teams are locked on 28 points. And lastly, Black Leopards at number 26. I see they've improved so much. Then you go down there at number 15, we've got Venda Football Academy on 19 points, as well as Platinum City Rovers there at number 16 on 18 points. So it looks interesting. So in terms of the fixtures that I've stated of the Nedbank Cup, some of the teams are participating there.
Yes.
JDR Stars will play Hungry Lions, both from the Municipal Foundation at 3 o'clock.
It's Nedbank now.
That's the Nedbank Cup last 32 years. There's Platinum City Rovers, which is rooted bottom there. They're playing Moroka Swallows. So
the one and only Moroka Swallows.
I think they must just try and redeem themselves following that poor display that I saw against Polokwane City. So there's a Crystal Lake up against the Orlando Pirates at the Bombela Stadium. As you know, there's too much hype with these young teams. They're saying they're going to cause an upset. Just like the Milford FC coach there, we had Nguleko Buthelezi stating the fact that he wants to defeat Kaizer Chiefs. Will come up shortly to the Kaizer Chiefs. Then there's Richards Bay up against Polokwane City. Vusimuzi Vilakazi, last week he lost 3-1 to School United. He's playing another Limpopo side, this time around at home. So Kings are routine. So let's see if they will be able to get the results. Tomorrow, there's the General up against the Madristas at 3 o'clock. There's Maritzburg United up against Palu United as well. The Battle for United there at 3 o'clock as well. Then there's NC Pros there up against the Chipa United. I think maybe kind of local point of September will want to do well to progress. The Kaizer Chiefs up against the Milford FC. That's the last match of the evening there at 6 o'clock. So I don't know, maybe the draw will be scheduled for Monday by the looks of things. So let's see, because as you know, Kaizer Chiefs history against the so-called young teams, Minos, they're not doing well. Remember Baroka, FC Cape Town, Richards Bay, while they're still complaining in the Municipal Foundation, while
TS Galaxy.
NFT, TS Galaxy in that final. So yeah, they just need to do well. Although last season they won against Kasek Stars in their first game, if I remember so well.
Yes.
So very interesting so far.
Very interesting so far. Indeed, the time is definitely not on our side. But let's quickly wrap. Let's quickly look at what's happening as far as English Premier League is concerned. I see time is not on our side at all. I don't know whether if you do have anything regarding English Premier League. I
do have results and also as well as the fixtures here. So we saw last week there's Brentford losing 4-1 against Liverpool, and then there's Burnley up against Arsenal where they lost 5-0. Arsenal winning 5 there. There's Fulham who lost 2-1 against Aston Villa. Newcastle playing 2-2 against Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest winning 2-0 against West Ham. Tottenham Hotspur losing 2-1 against the Wolves. There's Man City who played 1-1 draw against the Chelsea that we spoke about at the start of the show there. So on Sunday we saw Sheffield United losing 5-0 against Brighton, and then Manchester United winning 2-1 against Luton. On Monday there was a Crystal Palace visited Everton they played to a 1-0 draw, and then on Tuesday Man City winning 1-0 against Brentford. And then in terms of the stock standings there, Liverpool are still top of the log on 57 points, followed by Manchester United there, I should say City there on 56 points. They're separated one point with Liverpool there. Then there's Arsenal at number 3 on 55 points. Then Aston Villa at number 4 on 49 points. Then at number 5 we've got Tottenham Hotspur on 47 points. Then Manchester United at number 6 on 44 points. And the Brighton and Hove Albion at number 7 on 38 points. And lastly at number 8 is Newcastle United. There you go down, there's Burnley there on 13 points with Sheffield United at number 19 and number 20 respectively. So on Wednesday, Liverpool, as we spoke, they won 4-1 against Luton. So they're doing so well. In terms of the fixtures to look forward to, Aston Villa will host Nottingham Forest at 3 o'clock. Brighton will host the Everton as well at 3 o'clock. Crystal Palace will host Burnley there at 3 o'clock. Man United will host Fulham at 3 o'clock. Then there's Bournemouth whom will host Man City at 5:30. And in the evening, Arsenal will host Newcastle at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, Wolves will host Sheffield United at 1:30. And on Monday, there's West Ham up against the Brentford there at 8 o'clock there. So very interesting for me. So as we spoke about the final that is taking place tomorrow, Caraboa up against Chelsea. It's going to be a lovely weekend for the listeners. They are opt for choice. There's hockey, there's tennis. Yeah, everything is taking place this wonderful afternoon.
Rugby, Six Nations.
Yeah, and also top 14 matches as well.
Oh, great. It is a great weekend in as far as sport is concerned. Yes, I'm aware that time is definitely not on our side, but I think that I've got 1 or 2 minutes that I can still. Just going back to the Banyana setup, Banyana camp. the goalkeeping department, that goalkeeping discussion, has that been sorted out? Who was in goals last night in as far as Banyana Banyana is concerned?
It was Kaylin Swart.
And did Dlamini?
She was on the bench with the other third goalkeeper choice, Katlaho Muletsane. So I was wondering, but Andile Muletsane, Andile Dlamini did well in that Sundowns team when they were playing. Is that a CAF women's league?
Against the Moroccan
But
team,
I'm
yes.
surprised she's on the bench. Very surprising.
Even in Banyana Banyana, when they won the AFCON last season.
Indeed.
He got the Golden Glove.
Golden Glove, yes. Even in that, the very same CAF Women's, she won something as well. Good Glove, best goalkeeper of the tournament.
Yes.
So I don't know if maybe she's got issues with the coach, or the coach is having a problem with her, or is the coach, how can I put this one, inspired by Danny Jordan not to play him. So very, very complicated so far.
Very, very complicated so fine as far as Banyana Banyana goalkeeping department is concerned. But at least the good thing about it is that they kept the clean sheet. That's
And
what
she
that
kept the
means.
clean sheet. The most goalkeeper who was criticized a lot, remember, about his ball handling. Very, very questionable, especially where I remember he was exposed aerially, Kylian Swart.
Oh, yes. We'll be watching the space in as far as Banyana Banyana going forward as they take on Tanzania come this week, Tuesday, the 27th of this month. Ne?
Most definitely at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. Time, like I said, is definitely not on our side. Like I said, it is the time of the show. I guess where we'll have to sign off. Let me check if there's anything that... yeah, it looks like we covered everything. Don't forget that come tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock, Caraboa Cup final. Liverpool takes on the most unpredictable Chelsea team. You just never know which Chelsea will rock up tomorrow.
We'll pitch up on the day, yes. And if I can just steal a minute there, so there's CAF Champions League matches that are taking place today.
Sundowns.
Yes, Mamelodi Sundowns are playing Nodibor there of Mauritius at 6 o'clock. So Sundowns fans, you can go support your team there, and the game will be shown on SABC. They call it SABC Plus, yes. And then tomorrow there's Sekhukhune United up against RS Berkane. Remember, this is a team that defeated Orlando Pirates in the final of CAF Confederations Cup. So the game is taking place at 9 o'clock in the evening. But before that, in the afternoon, SuperSport United will host Future FC. Those two matches are taking place at the very same Peter Mokaba. So they must just collect the points. Then let's see if they'll also put Mosase flag very high.
That's what's happening in as far as African continental for football is concerned. Unfortunately, it is the time of the show where we'll have to love and leave you, Mati. But thank you very much once again for your time. We really had a great time having you in the studio.
Most definitely. So it was good to be here. To the listeners, keep watching Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. We'll bring them as they unfold. We'll also dissect everything and wrap up everything in style. So it was good to be here. And let's meet up again live on air next weekend. And I am Mutiba Johannes. It's a very good afternoon.
You heard it from the man himself that keep tuning in to Aspire Nirvana World FM, your beat, your music. It is at that time of the show we have to laugh and leave you. Let's do this once again. Come next week, Saturday, same time, that is between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Till then, I am Spanalongobo, and it is
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.